Hello guys, you are seeing Prime News Australia, where we show you the latest and important news of Australia in the fastest and reliable way. So come, let's start by not delaying 25 big updates of the Australia, especially for you. Before proceeding in the video, comment by commenting from which state you are watching, and also like video so that YouTube can reach this video to more people of Australia.
Federal Treasurer Jim Chalmers is preparing to deliver a consequential federal budget as housing affordability remains a critical national challenge. Experts argue the current focus on demand-side interventions is flawed, suggesting that real solutions must prioritize large-scale supply. Without significantly increasing the volume of available homes, government sweeteners for first-home buyers may simply drive entry-level property prices higher across the country. The Wesley Life Force Suicide Memorial Service is being held today, April 27th, at the ICC Sydney Exhibition Centre. This solemn event follows Anzac Weekend and aims to address the national toll of suicide, which claims 9 Australian lives every day. Participants are invited to place sunflowers as symbols of hope, while leaders discuss the urgent need for expanded mental health support. Economic analysts at NAB have downgraded Australia's growth outlook for 2026 due to rising uncertainty and persistent cost pressures. Higher fuel prices are expected to impact broader consumer prices, potentially leading the Reserve Bank of Australia to lift interest rates again in May. While the labour market remains resiliently tight, household spending is forecasted to slow significantly throughout the year. South Australian police are investigating a significant break-in at a residential property in Banksia Park, where thousands of dollars worth of jewellery was stolen. The incident occurred recently, and authorities are now urging anyone with information or who has seen the items for sale to contact Crime Stoppers. This case highlights a recent string of thefts currently being investigated. A woman's vehicle was impounded in Highbury this morning after she was caught driving under the influence of methamphetamine during Operation Return to School. Police stopped the Toyota station wagon at 8:30 a.m. and discovered the driver was disqualified and in breach of legal directions. Most alarmingly, children were present in the vehicle at the time of the arrest. Emergency services responded to a dramatic car crash in the Adelaide CBD early this morning when a sedan collided with a building near Victoria Square. The 45-year-old female driver, who was the sole occupant, was transported to a nearby hospital as a precautionary measure. Police are currently investigating the cause of the collision, which occurred just after 4:15 a.m. Australian medical community is raising alarms as a growing number of parents turn to Dr. TikTok and AI tools for pediatric advice. Driven by rising healthcare costs and long wait times for GP appointments, many families are bypassing traditional medical consultations. Experts warn that reliance on unverified digital information could lead to misdiagnosis and delayed treatment for children. A group of 14 Australians has set sail from Italy as part of the Global Sumud Flotilla, aiming to deliver critical humanitarian aid to Gaza. The volunteers are carrying medical supplies and food intended for civilians in the conflict zone. The mission has drawn significant national attention as the Australian government continues to monitor the safety of its citizens. Following Anzac Day commemorations, the Australian Defence Force has confirmed that approximately 1,250 personnel remain deployed on operations globally. These troops are currently stationed across the Indo-Pacific and other international regions, continuing their mission to protect national interests. The Chief of the Defence Force emphasised that these deployments reflect Australia's ongoing commitment to regional stability and security. Western Australian officials reported record attendance at the Perth Dawn service this past weekend, reflecting a deep national connection to Anzac traditions. Tens of thousands gathered at Kings Park to honour the 111th anniversary of the Gallipoli landing. The Governor of Western Australia noted that the spirit of mateship and sacrifice remains a foundational element of the Australian identity. Retailers across Australia are adjusting to new trading hour regulations following the Anzac weekend. While essential services remained open, many businesses in Queensland and New South Wales faced strict midday opening requirements. Industry groups are now analysing the weekend's consumer spending data to gauge the impact of the public holiday on the struggling small business sector during April. A truck driver is set to face court following a positive roadside drug test in South Australia this morning. The incident, part of a statewide traffic crackdown, highlights ongoing concerns regarding heavy vehicle safety and substance use in the transport industry. Authorities have reiterated a zero-tolerance policy toward drug driving to reduce the rising road toll across regional highways. Australia's housing market is seeing a cooling trend in price growth, though values remain supported by strong population increases. Despite higher interest rates, the lack of available stock is preventing a significant downturn in major capital cities like Sydney and Melbourne. Economists suggest that until the supply-demand imbalance is corrected, property remains a challenging prospect for many young Australians. Environmental groups are calling for urgent government action as new data reveals a decline in native biodiversity across the Great Barrier Reef. Scientists noted that while some coral recovery has occurred, rising water temperatures continue to threaten fragile ecosystems. A speeding driver was issued a heavy fine this morning at Arkuna as South Australian police intensify their presence on regional roads. The driver was caught travelling significantly above the limit during a routine patrol. Police have warned that high-speed offences in rural areas are a primary contributor to fatal accidents and will be met with strict penalties. The Australian tech sector is bracing for new regulations regarding the use of artificial intelligence in corporate decision-making. The proposed framework aims to ensure transparency and prevent bias in automated systems used for hiring and lending. Business leaders are divided on the issue, with some fearing it could stifle innovation while others welcome clearer ethical guidelines for AI. Regional communities in New South Wales are reporting a significant increase in tourism following the school holiday period. Local businesses have welcomed the surge in visitors, which has provided a much-needed boost to local economies. However, some residents have raised concerns regarding the strain on local infrastructure and the environmental impact of increased foot traffic in protected parks. The Australian energy sector is seeing a rapid shift toward renewable projects as several large-scale wind farms were approved this week. These projects are expected to contribute significantly to the national grid and help meet carbon reduction targets by 2030. Public transport users in Melbourne are facing delays this morning due to scheduled maintenance on several major train lines. The Department of Transport has advised commuters to allow for extra travel time and use alternative bus services where available. These upgrades are part of a multi-year project to modernise the city's ageing rail infrastructure and improve service frequency. Farmers in Western Australia are expressing optimism as early autumn rains have provided a favourable start to the planting season. After a period of prolonged dryness, the moisture is a welcome relief for grain growers across the wheat belt. However, experts warn that consistent follow-up rain will be necessary to ensure a successful harvest later in the year. The Australian sports community is celebrating a successful weekend of international competition across multiple disciplines. National teams in rugby and netball secured key victories, boosting morale ahead of upcoming World Championship events. Fans have shown strong support, with ticket sales for domestic matches reaching record highs as the winter sports season begins to hit full stride. Health authorities have issued a reminder for Australians to book their annual flu vaccinations as the winter season approaches. With a new strain of the virus detected, experts are urging vulnerable populations, including the elderly and children, to get immunised early. Public health clinics are preparing for increased demand over the coming weeks to prevent a seasonal surge. A major cultural festival in Brisbane has kicked off today, showcasing the diverse heritage of the city's growing international community. The event features traditional music, dance and food from over 50 different cultures. Organisers expect thousands of attendees over the week-long celebration, highlighting Brisbane's reputation as a vibrant and inclusive multicultural hub in the Asia-Pacific region.